What's going on YouTube? Chigs here from Chigs Tech Reviews. So today I've got my hands on the latest LEMFO LEM9 smartwatch. Now I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this one, so here it finally is. And in the box you will get an instruction manual, a small screwdriver and some screws, and that's going to be for the SIM card tray. You're getting a micro USB charging cable. You've got a round magnetic charging plate over here with a micro USB charging port on the back. Now I did pick this up in the navy blue color, and I am glad I did, as it does look quite nice. You have time markings going all the way around, and you may have noticed just on the chin over here you have a 5 megapixel camera. Now the bezels are actually made from metal, and the case on the back is made from plastic. Now I will put the specs on the screen so you guys can have a quick read. So you have a 1.39 inch AMOLED display with a screen resolution of 454 by 454, so slightly higher resolution than the previous LEMFO models. Furthermore, this one has a dual OS, so you have the MediaTek 6739 quad-core CPU, which will power your Android side, but this watch also has another basic OS in the background which you can switch to from settings. And that system will give you basic functions like time, pedometer and heart rate monitor. All other functions will not be available in the basic mode. And that is a low powered device mode which can last you up to 5 days on a single charge. So something new there for you guys. Furthermore, you have 1 gig of RAM and 16 gigs of internal storage. There is also Bluetooth version 4, GPS, Wi-Fi and 4G LTE Nano SIM slot. And this watch is running Android version 7.1.1. Furthermore, you have a 600 milliamp battery which promises 1 day of normal usage. Furthermore, there is IP67 certification, which means you can wash your hands, but the watch is not waterproof, so not designed for swimming or submerging. Now let's talk about the watch dimensions. This is 49 millimeters in diameter and 17 millimeters in thickness and weighs 75.8 grams. Now the straps are 258 millimeters in length and 22 millimeters in width. The straps are actually made from silicone TPU material. Now the straps do feel comfortable, but no doubt the watch is quite big and bulky. Furthermore, the straps are also not removable, as you have your antenna lines inside the straps. And to give you guys a better idea of the size of this watch, I will bring in the Samsung Galaxy Watch. So this is how they fare side by side. Now the Galaxy Watch is 46 millimeters in diameter with a 1.3 inch screen, and it's 13 millimeters thick and weighs 63 grams. And compared to the LEM9, which is 49 millimeters thick with a 1.39 inch screen, and the LEM9 is 17 millimeters thick and weighs 75.8 grams. So the LEM is slightly thicker and heavier than the Samsung Galaxy Watch. Now on the side of the watch we have a power button. Now I like how the power button is also finished in this navy blue color. On the other side we have a loudspeaker. As I already mentioned, on the bottom of the watch, just under the bezels, you have a 5 megapixel camera. It's quite a different location to what we've seen in the past, and I look forward to testing that out. And at the bottom of the watch, we have a heart rate sensor and charger pins. I'll quickly show you the charger. It's a magnetic plate, which simply, and it's quite a strong magnet. It's not going to fall off by itself. And you simply connect any micro USB cable, and this will take around 1.5 hours to fully charge, and will give you a full day battery life depending on your usage. And there is also a 4G Nano SIM slot, so you open this one screw with the provided screwdriver, and then you'll have access to the 4G Nano SIM card slot. So here is the default LEMFO watch face. Now you do have a large number of watch faces built in, and to change, all you do is keep the center press for 2 seconds, and then you'll be presented with a rather large choice of different watch faces that you can instantly change to. And I will now give you an example of the selection of watch faces available on this watch. So when you get to the end of the list, you'll see a plus sign which you can tap, and then you'll be able to gain, and then you'll gain access to a whole library of free downloadable watch faces, and any of these watch faces can be downloaded and installed in seconds. So let's go through the watch features. If we swipe down from the top, we'll get your connection information along with your battery life. If we swipe to the left, you've got your quick toggles for Wi-Fi, airplane mode, brightness, Bluetooth, etc. If we swipe again, you've got your quick clean, and that will just basically clean up the memory. If we swipe left again, you've got your music controls. So if you were connected to your smartphone and you were playing music, you could control the music from here, or alternatively, you can store the music on the internal storage of the smartwatch and control the music from there. So if we swipe again, you've got your local weather, and you simply have to tap it and it will update immediately. Okay, so let's go back and swipe to the right, and over here you will see your notifications. Now if we swipe up from the bottom, you've got a 7-day health and fitness. If we swipe to the left, it will show you your total number of steps. If we swipe again, it will show you your distance and your calories. So let's go back. Now if we swipe towards the left, you've got your apps, and I'll quickly go through them with you. You've got contacts, phone, messaging, settings, web browser, downloads, calendar, clock, camera, gallery, music, sound recorder, file manager, heart rate monitor, fitness, weather, voice search, the Google Play Store, so you do have the full version of the Play Store. You've got Google Maps, you've got operational guide, so there's a user guide there. You've got another app store, assistant, translator, and long standby. Now long standby is that secondary OS that I mentioned, and I'll quickly go into it just to show you what happens. So you will get a message, it will explain to you what will happen. You just click OK or tick, and you will see Android basically shut down and the new OS will come into play. So here is the new OS. It's quite faintly visible, but that is an always on display. So that display stays on. It will give you the time, the date, and the day. You've got your pedometer and burnt calories there, along with the battery indicator. And every now and then you will see it flash, and that will be when it changes a minute forward. Now, if you press this bottom button, it will give you another at a glance. So your calories, your steps taken, and your distance. And if we press it again, you've got your heart rate sensor on. So it's good to see that even in this mode, you have a heart rate sensor. So here are the results for my heart rate. It's saying that my heart rate is 115 beats per minute. So I'm also running the test with my Apple Watch, and you can see we've got about 96 beats per minute compared to 121. So it's slightly higher on the LEMFO, and that is how it compares. Press the bottom button again, you'll be back to the time display. So that is the secondary operating system you have. It's running on a very low powered processor. The screen quality and everything is very low. You can see the brightness is very low, and you can't adjust that brightness. The touchscreen does not work in this mode either. This is all you get: date, time, pedometer, calories burnt, your battery info, and then you've got your heart rate sensor there as well. So it's quite functional. It's still quite usable. So it basically turns this full Android smartwatch into a basic fitness tracker. So now in this mode, you can expect to achieve over 5-day battery life quite easily. Okay, so if you want to exit this mode, you keep the power button pressed for 3 seconds, and it will reload the system back into Android. So you'll see the LEMFO logo, and it's just going to reboot back into Android. So we have rebooted back into the Android system, and I'm back in the app screen, so where all the apps are. Now, if we swipe to the left again while you're in the app screen, you will see all your health and fitness activities, and you can simply click any of these and it will immediately start tracking that activity. So let's go back. So I would like to confirm to you guys that Bluetooth phone calls do not work on this smartwatch. So you're not going to be able to make any phone calls whilst connected with Bluetooth. But if you do want to make phone calls, insert your Nano SIM card and away you go. You can then make phone calls just like a regular smartphone. And this little watch becomes a smartphone watch. Now if we go back and open up the camera, I've already tested this camera quite thoroughly. I put it on my wrist. I've tried to do video calls and it all works. You can install WhatsApp, you can do video calls, you can install Skype and do video calls. All of that works really well. But the problem is, no matter how you angle your hand, you're going to get a chin view because of the angle of this smartwatch. If you were to bring this smartwatch on your wrist, eye level, then the other party would be able to see your face more clearly with a more natural look. but you won't be able to see the screen properly because the screen will be too high. So I think that was a major fault of putting the camera there. Nevertheless, let's test out the camera quality. I'm going to put a few samples on the screen for you right now. So I just plugged in the smartwatch to my PC via USB, and I'm quite happy to say that this does support USB file transfers. So I just downloaded some full Android apps on this smartwatch. Some of the apps I found in the Play Store, and some that weren't available I actually sideloaded. So my apps are ready and downloaded. Let's go ahead and begin with YouTube. What's going on YouTube? Chicks here from Chicks Tech Reviews. So today I've got my hands on the new ad-zooming M05 OLED car dash cam. So that was YouTube video. Now the playback was nice and smooth, but what was surprising was the speaker. It was actually a very good quality speaker. There was no distortion at all. So yeah, a very good sounding loud speaker. So it's going to be great for your YouTube videos and your music. So let's go ahead and load up a game. I like testing beach buggy racing on smartwatches as it tests out the gyro. Whoa, what's going on here? I'm not even doing anything and the gyro is steering towards the right for no reason at all. If I steer to the left, it's not doing nothing. It's just permanently going to the right. So there's something terribly wrong with the gyro inside this smartwatch. You can see that it basically does not work. The gyro doesn't work, and anytime you move it just goes towards the right. So now it's time to test out the screen on hand raising feature. So here we go. I think that was a 1 or 2 second delay. Let's try again. I think we've got a delay, but because this is already an animated watch face, let's change that watch face to something more static. And okay, so something more static, black and white. Can't go wrong with this watch face. Let's try it out. Here we go. I think there's a transition between the watch face actually turning on. So if I try that again, and if it focuses in, you can see that it takes at least 2 seconds for the watch face to turn on. Same every single time. So I will test it with the Apple Watch to give you guys a better idea of what a good speed should be. So the Apple Watch turned on almost immediately. We'll do it again. Wow, that was like a 4 second delay. So LEMFO definitely needs to work on the screen on hand raise feature, as 3 or 4 seconds to see the watch face is far too long. Okay, so let's run a Wi-Fi test. And in the Wi-Fi speed test, we got download speeds of 47 and upload speeds of 18 megabits per second. And in the Antutu benchmark test, we achieved 29K. So let's see how that compares with the others. So that brings us to our top smartwatch chart for 2019, showing you the latest smartwatches and seeing how they compare with each other. And as you can see, the LEMFO LEM9 has ranked position 18 on this chart with a rating of 7 out of 10. And you can view the full versions of all my charts online at chickstech.com and read them at your leisure. So there you have it, guys. That was the LEMFO LEM9 smartwatch. So first of all, let's begin with the good points. The watch looks very nice. I love the design. Blue and black always looks great. And I do like the metal bezels. And the watch has dual operating systems with full Android and a basic fitness mode. I like this idea. It's implemented quite well, although the basic OS has a very dim screen. There should have been an option to at least increase the brightness to suit. Now, Android 7.1.1 is very well optimized and the performance is quite powerful, Probably one of the best performing full Android smartwatches I have seen so far. Now you do have a 4G Nano SIM card slot, a great quality loudspeaker, you've got a decent GPS, decent Wi-Fi, and it's quite comfortable on the wrist. Now onto the cons, and I did find quite a few. The always on screen does not work for me. Camera quality was quite poor. All the photos came out blurry. Now the camera placement is also very awkward. Heart rate monitor appeared slightly inaccurate, and you cannot go swimming with this watch. Now Bluetooth phone calls are not supported, and the gyroscope was not working. Bottom line, if you need a full Android smartwatch with SIM card capabilities, this watch will give you the best performance we have seen so far, but with quite a few shortcomings to consider. Now there are certainly better options available for a cheaper price, and with that being said, I will leave the links in the description so you guys can check this product out. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a brilliant day. See you in the next one, guys.